Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khalil Gibran. Now I want to present my presentation about the concept and the definition of thermodynamics. And my lecture is Dr. Dianta Mustafa Kamal. Thermodynamics. The definition and the history. The definition of thermodynamics. The word thermodynamics originates from the Greek word kentin, which means heat, and dynamis, which means power. Rather than being assembled inside the science family, thermodynamics is essential for the physical science family. Basically, thermodynamics is a science which examines the adjustments in temperature, weight, and volume on physical frameworks on the plainly visible scale by breaking down the aggregate movement of their particle through perception and insights. Since heat implies vitality on the way an element is related with development, thermodynamics consider the development of vitality and how vitality makes development. Next is history of thermodynamics. Before the 19th century, there was a common assumption that the degree to which an object felt hot or cold was based upon the amount of heat it contained. At this time, heat was envisioned as a liquid that flowed from a hot object to a cold object. During this time, the weightless fluid was termed caloric. This remained the case until Joseph Black in 1728 until 1799 produced findings that there was a connection between the quantity, caloric, and the intensity, temperature, of heat as opposed to there being no difference between heat and temperature. Eventually, in 1847, G.P. Joule published the definitive paper which confirmed the idea that heat was a form of energy. After a series of experiments conducted by Joule et al., Helmholtz was able to visibly demonstrate how various forms of energy could be transformed from one to another. Next, we move to thermodynamics law. The first is zero law. The zero law is explained in this manner. If two thermodynamic systems are in thermal equilibrium with a third, they are also in thermal equilibrium with each other. Joule's aforementioned experimentation, whereby he confirmed the notion that heat was indeed a form of energy, was the premise behind the first law of thermodynamics, also known as the law of conservation energy. We move to the first law. The first law of thermodynamics, also known as law of conservation of energy, states that the energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can only be transferred from change one form to another. For example, turning on a light would seem to produce energy. However, it is electrical energy that is converted. A way of expressing the first law of thermodynamics is that any change in the internal energy, or delta E, of a system is given by the sum of the heat, or Q, that flows across its boundaries and the work done on the system by the surrounding key is delta U plus W, or internal energy plus work. This law says that there are two kinds of process, heat and work, that can lead to a change in the internal energy of a system. Since both heat and work can be measured and quantified, this is the same as saying that any change in the energy of a system must result in a corresponding change in the energy of surrounding outside the system. In other words, energy cannot be created or destroyed. If heat flows into a system or the surrounding do work on it, the internal energy increases and the sign of Q and W are positive. Conversely, heat flow out of the system or work done by the system on the surrounding will be at the expense of the internal energy, and Q and W will therefore be negative. Next is the second law. The second law of thermodynamics says that the entropy of any isolated system always increases. Isolated systems spontaneously evolve towards thermal equilibrium, the state of maximum entropy of the system. More simply put, the entropy of the universe, or the ultimate isolated system, only increases and never decreases. A simple way to think of the second law of thermodynamics is that a room, if not cleaned and tidied, will invariably become more messy and disorderly with time, regardless of how careful one is to keep it clean. When the room is cleaned, its entropy decreases, but the effort to clean it has resulted in an increase in entropy outside the room that exceeds the entropy lost. Next, the third law. The third law of thermodynamics states that the entropy of a system approaches constant value as the temperature approaches absolute zero. The entropy of a system at absolute zero is typically zero, and in all cases is determined only by the number of different ground states it has. Specifically, the entropy of a pure crystalline substance or perfect order at absolute zero temperature is zero. This statement holds true if the perfect crystal has only one state with minimum energy. Next, we move to the thermodynamic system. Definition of thermodynamic system. An important concept in thermodynamics is the system. A system is the region of the universe which is considered to be undergoing study. A system is separated from the remainder of the universe by either an imaginary or real boundary. This boundary helps to rope off a specific area, as well as specify a specific volume. Across the delineated boundary, an exchange of work, heat, and or matter between the system and its surrounding take place. Next is 5 main classes of systems. First is isolated system, where matter and energy do not cross the boundary. Second is adiabatic systems, where heat does not cross the boundary. The third is diathermic system, where heat may cross the boundary. The fourth is closed system, where matter does not cross the boundary. The fifth is open system, where heat, work, and matter may cross the boundary. Next, we move to example of thermodynamic system. We have an example of using thermodynamic system in our life. First is thermos. In this household appliance, there is an application of the first law of thermodynamics with an isolated system, where the inner tube of the flask, which is used as a container for water, is isolated from the outside environment because of the vacuum between the inner and outer tubes. Therefore, in the flask, there is no transfer of heat or object from the system to the environment or vice versa. 2 is refrigerator. The laws of thermodynamics apply to the working principles of refrigerators, as we know that the heat energy always moves toward cooler areas. Even though it has the opposite way of working, the working principles of the refrigerator is still closely related to the law of heat transfer. A refrigerator has to do the job of reversing the normal direction of the flow of thermal energy. The task involves using energy aimed at moving something, and to do so, a refrigerator requires energy. In this case, the energy is provided by the electricity. The third is vehicle engine. In motorized vehicle engines, there are thermodynamics applications with an open system, where the space in engine cylinder is the system. Then the fuel and air mixture enters the cylinder, and the exhaust gases exit the system through the exhaust. Actually, there are so many examples of thermodynamics, but I prefer to choose these three because these three is related to our life. And that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.